race and the batting race have each arrived here at Target Field. Tonight, the Tigers and Twins open up a 3-game series with an awful lot at stake. Starting with the American League Central, where the Tigers are now in the driver's seat. They've been chasing the White Sox, it seems, all year long. Now they're 2 games in front of Chicago. Beautiful night for baseball at Target Field. Dick and Bert with you for the series opener between the Tigers and the Minnesota Twins. And the Tigers have been in pursuit of the White Sox and the Indians before that almost all year long. But now the Tigers are in position where, believe it or not, they can clinch this division as soon as Sunday.
Well, you know what the Tigers want to do is hopefully win 2 or 3 here in Minnesota, and then from here they go to Kansas City. For the Chicago White Sox, a little bit harder battle facing the Tampa Bay Rays that are still in that wild card race, and they end the season in Cleveland.
Well, the Miguel Cabrera Triple Crown chase is very much in the mix here this weekend as well. Not only the batting race that he's involved with, but a chance to really make baseball history.
Well, right now, Cabrera leading the American League, hitting at .326. He won the batting title last year for the Tigers when he hit .344, so he's been here before. You can see the average, but, you know, it's a long ball. He's 1 behind Josh Hamilton in home runs, leading in runs driven in. But this guy has had a lot of success here in Minnesota and Target Field. For the Twins, it's Joe Mauer trying to catch him. He's only 3 points behind. It'll be fun to watch Joe Mauer and Cabrera go about their business here this 3-game series.
It's Fan Appreciation Weekend here at Target Field, and the Twins hope to treat their fans to some baseball drama in the last series of the year. Fox Sports North is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
Huge series this weekend taking place in downtown Minneapolis. The Detroit Tigers here to face the Twins on Fox Sports North. I'm Robbie Mikowski. Well, we got an exciting weekend of baseball ahead of us. Batting race coming down to the wire. The Triple Crown race coming down to the wire. It's all exciting stuff, and I asked one of the guys chasing the American League batting title, Joe Mauer, about the weekend ahead and how exciting it's going to be.
They're trying to clinch, and I'm sure they'd want to get it done as soon as they can, but you know, it should be a fun weekend. You know, the atmosphere should be good, and you know, hopefully we can get a couple wins.
How much attention are you paying to Miggy and what he does each day?
Well, pretty closely now because we're playing against him, but just trying to get him out, and just like any other hitter on the team.
Miggy is Miguel Cabrera, and he's the man chasing the Triple Crown. Can he pull away in the batting race? Find out next as Dick Bramer and Bert Blyleven bring you the first pitch between the Twins and the Tigers next on Fox Sports North.
All the way back, and it's gone. It's a two-run shot for Cabrera. Now Detroit's Miguel Cabrera stands on the cusp of history. Cabrera's chase for the Triple Crown continues tonight at Target Field as the Tigers meet the Twins next on Fox Sports North. And Cabrera Garcia embrace as the Tigers come into town as a first-place ball club. Most people thought coming into the year, way back in March, even into April, that this Tiger team would have the division wrapped up by now, but that's not been the case. Here's the Menards batting order for the Tigers. Austin Jackson followed by Omar Infante, Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder, Delman Young, Johnny Peralta, Andy Dirks, Abisail Garcia, and Gerald Laird.
And for the third time this season, that lineup will face Scott Diamond. For Scott Diamond, he's making his 26th start of the year. In his career against the Tigers, he's 1-2 with a very good 3.08 ERA. Now, in his two starts this year, both of them 7 innings, both of them allowed only 2 runs. So he has some good, had couple good outings against the Tigers.
Twins out in the field. Matt Carson's in left. Don't know if Josh Willingham is going to play anymore this year. Denard Span in center. Ben Revere in right. Trevor Plouffe, Pedro Florimon, Eduardo Escobar, Justin Morneau around the infield, Mauer behind the plate. And if that's not a full moon, it's as close as you can get to it. Rising up over Target Field, a gorgeous night for baseball. Great weather here today, mid-70s, I think, the high temperature. It's just been beautiful.
Yeah, even with the Yankees here, beautiful weather. And here, look at that, 74 degrees, low humidity, absolutely perfect baseball night.
Austin Jackson leading things off. And the first pitch down and in, ball one. Jackson, Infante, and Cabrera facing Diamond.
Jackson doing a very good job as a leadoff hitter. Not a lot of stolen bases, but he has 16 home runs on the year. 28 doubles, 10 triples. Jackson in his third season with the Tigers.
Missing, and it's 2-1.
Hey, if you've not seen Scott Diamond pitch, he's a guy that has to hit his spots with the fastball. He'll work both sides of the plate. Very good changeup. He'll mix in a breaking ball that is kind of like a changeup. He'll take a little on, add a little off.
Florimon gets in front of it and throws Jackson out, one away. Jackson retired. That'll bring up Omar Infante. You know, Diamond had a really good start his last time out against Detroit. You mentioned the 2 runs allowed, but what made it really good was he had a perfect first 3 innings, ran into some trouble in the 4th, gave up a couple of runs, and then pitched very well again after that.
Yeah, and that's what he has done really ever since he came up with the Twins. That's what he's been doing a good job too, getting strike one, getting ahead of the hitters. Coming into this ball game between AAA and now here with the Twins, a total of 105 1/3 innings pitched. So good outing here for Diamond. He'll go over the 200 inning pitch mark.
Yeah, and I think you meant to say 195.
195.
Right. 2 down, and here comes Miguel Cabrera. Did very well here at Target Field, the 5 home runs. And you can see against Diamond, Walters, and Hendricks, a combined 10 for 24.
Yeah, now if you're Diamond or Walters tomorrow or Liam Hendricks on Sunday, you want to kind of shut the door on him to give your teammate Joe Mauer a chance to maybe win the title. So it's not only Cabrera facing the Twins batters, now Joe Mauer has to face the Tiger batters, and they're going to try to do the same thing with Joe, as hopefully Diamond will here tonight.
Outside 2-0. Cabrera nodding, looking into the Twins dugout. You know, he's had the same demeanor. He's admitted that the pressure, the attention, not the pressure, but the attention he's been getting, he feels a little uncomfortable with it. Fouled away. But he's always a happy-go-lucky guy, different physical specimen, of course, but in a lot of ways he reminds me a little bit of Kirby Puckett.
Yeah, you're a little bigger, but he's a big teddy bear.
Right.
That's all he is. He loves to play the game of baseball. He's been doing this year after year for the last 10 seasons, putting solid numbers together.
2-1 to the big teddy bear. 2-2.
He came into the season a .317 career hitter. That's gone up a point. 319 home runs, driven in a lot of runs, and he's only 29 years old.
Apart from the batting average, divide the home runs and the RBIs by 10, and you get the idea. Every year he's had a really solid, extraordinary year. There's another ball-driven foul.
Not just a pull hitter with 42 home runs. He will use the whole field.
And I think we saw that in the little video clips that we showed of how well he hits here. You know, we've seen him look at a ball that disappeared to left, one to center, and one to right. He's got enough power to hit it out anywhere, even in this ballpark. 2-2. Bounce to third. Plouffe to Morneau. 3 ground ball outs. Cabrera 0 for 1. And now Joe Mauer will take his swing to the bottom of the inning. First at bat of this series. Joe Mauer will have his at bat coming up here in the bottom of the first. Here's the Menards batting order. Denard Span, Ben Revere, Joe Mauer, Justin Morneau, Ryan Domas, Trevor Plouffe, Matt Carson, Eduardo Escobar, and Pedro Florimon.
And that'll be Drew Smiley on the mound. He's replacing Max Scherzer in the rotation. Twins saw Drew Smiley in game 2 of that day-night doubleheader last Sunday. And Smiley at that time was kind of on a pitch count. He ended up throwing 78 pitches, threw 4 innings, 1 run, an unearned run against the Twins. Smiley like Diamond in their rookie season.
So instead of facing the right-hander Max Scherzer, who was scheduled to pitch tonight, it's the left-hander Drew Smiley. And the Twins come at him with 4 left-handed batters and a switch hitter in the first 5 spots.
Yeah, the Tigers a little concerned about Max Scherzer, a little deltoid soreness in that right shoulder, so they're hoping to get him back on the mound.
So with Smiley on the mound, Scherzer is the subject of our Sanford Health injury report. Weakness in his pitching shoulder, not so much pain, just weakness. He made a start against the Twins and got through 5 innings in good shape, ran into trouble in the 6th, but through it all, never was able to get his velocity up to the upper 90s like he has. So maybe that was a telltale sign that something wasn't quite right with Scherzer. 2-1 to Span. Popped up. It'll spin back into the seats. 2-2.
Not a lot of history between Drew Smiley and the Twins. Now he's made a couple starts. He's 1-0 with a very good 2.89 ERA in his 2 previous starts. Got a no decision last Sunday in game 2. Twins ended up winning that ball game 2-1 in 10 innings.
2-2 to Span, and he got a piece of it.
Smiley just 23 years old. Signed by the Tigers in 2010, their number 2 pick. Did not pitch in 2010 for the Tigers. Started last year, and all of a sudden, just like that, he's at the major league level. Very quick move. Last year, minor league pitcher of the year for the Tigers.
Back to Smiley. He knocks it down and underhands it to fielder. 1 away. One of the reasons the Tigers have been chasing teams all year long instead of being chased, their defense. It has nothing to do with the sponsorship here, but here is our Northland Ford defense. Dirks, Jackson, and Garcia in the outfield. The infield defense hasn't been very reliable. Gerald Laird doing the catching tonight in place of the left-hand hitting Alex Avila.
Yeah, I think probably range would be the word that you would use for their infield. With Cabrera, you're normally at first baseman since they signed Prince Fielder. Cabrera's moved over to third. Peralta's done a good job, but the range from left to right may not be as good as some shortstops.
1-0 to Ben Revere. 2-0.
Smiley, pretty good control. 30 walks, 1 intentional in 94 innings pitched.
There's a strike. You mentioned the Tigers are concerned about Scherzer. Overall, that's certainly true. What they're particularly concerned about is when this spot in the rotation comes up again at the very end of the season, 3-1. What will they do if there's something on the line that last day, and if Scherzer can't go? Will they send Smiley back out there again? Well, that'll depend on how well he does here tonight. There's a strike, 3-2. But instead of having their co-ace Scherzer available to them on the final day of the season, the Tigers got a bit of a dilemma on their hands. Revere swings and misses. It's a strikeout, 2 down, and here comes Joe Mauer. And Mauer, with a relentless pursuit of a batting championship, it would be his 4th, and a white hot September.
Yeah. Look at that, hitting .394 in the month of September and driving in some runs, getting on base, first in the American League in September, and like I said, driving in runs. So they'll have finishing strong. Already 3 batting titles. Would like to get number 4.
I did some quick math. And
California math or Minnesota math?
Well, Minnesota math. Usually when I do quick math, it's not necessarily accurate. But in a world where Maurer could go 2 for 2 and Cabrera would go 0 for 2, I had Maurer taking over the lead in the batting race. That's how quickly this thing can change when you've got just 3 points separating the two hitters.
Yeah, Joe looking for his first hit against Drew Smyly. He's 0 for 5 so far.
1-1 from Smyly to Maurer. Strike 2.
You know, that strikeout of Rivera, one thing Smyly does pick up is strikeouts. He's got 90 strikeouts now and 94 innings pitched. So he has come up and shown he can get the strikeout.
Maurer got a pitch up, fouled it back. Maurer coming off an off day, but the day before was an off day for Joe. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts against CC Sabathia.
Yeah, the 3 strikeouts, remember, came on 9 pitches from CC Sabathia. Then in his final at bat, he jumped on the first pitch, hit a ground ball out. That slider just missing.
Just off the plate. 2-2.
Gerald Laird catching Smyly, sitting outside and just a bit outside. Such a good eye Joe Mauer has at the plate.
Foul back. Smyly thrust into the spotlight here with the Tigers trying to reduce their magic number from 5 tonight. 2-2. 3-2 with Morneau on deck.
Tried the slider again. Joe did not bite.
Come on, Joey. Put that batting title.
And a wild one up high. It'll be a walk. Maurer aboard now for Morneau. Maurer leading Prince Fielder in on base percentage, coming into the game at .414. Here is Morneau. Strike on the outside corner. Smyly about to throw his 22nd pitch of this first inning. Half swing, but he went 0-2.
Well, they're going to stay outer half of the plate on Justin. Justin sitting at 19 home runs. Smyly has allowed 12 home runs. This is his 18th start.
One and two. And now 2-2. Smyly got ahead of Maurer and lost him to a walk. And now he got ahead of Morneau 0-2 before evening the count.
Smyly 24 pitches so far this inning. In the first, 13 for strikes.
Two and two. And a fastball on the outside corner, gets a swing and a miss. Maurer left the board at the scoreless first inning.
City's area starting at the XL Energy Center where the Houston Aeros started training camp today. The AHL affiliate of the Minnesota Wild getting things cracking with their star prospect Michael Granlund being a part of it. Andrei Kirilenko introduced today as a member of the Minnesota Timberwolves. He will be known as AK-47. Kevin Love, Kirilenko's teammate, took some BP at Target Field. He went yard 4 times, if you could believe that. And across the down the street here, we got the Seattle Storm visiting the Minnesota Lynx in the first round of the WNBA playoffs starting at 8 o'clock at the Target Center to convert. The road to repeat for the Minnesota Lynx starts tonight, and we wish them all the best in their quest for a second consecutive WNBA title.
We sure do, Robbie. Good luck to the Lynx.
Absolutely. Here is Prince Fielder leading off the Detroit second inning. 1-0 from Scott Diamond. And a strike.
Have another donut.
Two and one.
Prince Fielder in his first season with the Tigers, last 7 seasons with the Brewers. Signed a 9-year contract with the Tigers last winter.
3 and one.
Gentleman Young on deck.
That's to center, but Span is there. 1 down. And before Young stands in, it's a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader versus Calvin Johnson and the Lions host Adrian Peterson and the Vikings. Then in America's Game of the Week, the Saints take on Aaron Rodgers and the Packers in Green Bay. Coverage begins with the Built Ford Cup Fox NFL Sunday pregame show at 11 a.m. Central. And yep, the full-time, I don't want to call it full-time, the regular NFL referees will be working.
Yes, they are. Welcome back.
Down low to Young. Ball 1. High pop up to the left. Carson comes in. Florimon out. Carson with the call and the catch out number 2. When Diamond started against the Tigers in Detroit, he had 3 perfect innings and then had a, and we'll put it in quotation marks, a bad inning. He gave up a couple of runs, and I think a testament to what Scott has meant to this rotation. He set the bar so much higher than anybody else. We tend to think of 2 runs in an inning and a couple of guys left on base as a bad inning.
He's done a good job of getting away from those, and regrouping after he said he has a bad inning.
Here's Peralta.
15 of Scott Diamond's 25 starts have been quality starts.
Bouncer to third. 9 pitches and a pair of 1, 2, 3 innings. Scott Diamond. Go first inning, Tampa Bay. Ben Zobrist against Gavin Floyd, a solo home run. And the Rays, game 2 of a 4-game series with the reeling White Sox, and it's an early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, White Sox losing 3 straight, and they have been really struggling.
And Jim Leland's team finally taking advantage of several door openings that have been placed in front of them over the course of the year, and they push through, clear of the White Sox now by 2 games.
The Tigers have won 4 straight, with Chicago losing 3 straight.
It's almost as if the Twins doubleheader sweep Sunday in Detroit woke the Tigers up a little bit.
Ryan Doumit getting a new bat.
Subway sub prize on the line standings.
You can see either one of these teams, Detroit, Chicago, they have to win a division to get in the postseason. They have no chance to get in as a wild card. And the Rays still do. So, you know, they're in Chicago. They have to win. They're trying to catch Baltimore, Oakland, and the Angels. The Angels have been red hot.
1-2 to Doumit. The Indians and Royals are playing each other. The Indians leading 6-1 for new interim manager Sandy Alomar Jr.
Manny Acta getting a lat go, dismissed.
Bo Porter taking the Houston job yesterday. 2-2 to Doumit, getting the Twins' second inning started. Pulled foul. I don't know Manny Acta that well, but I really feel bad for him because I don't know. I've been at this for a while. I've never seen a team that was put together that was so one-dimensional offensively and so one-dimensional in the pitching department. Doumit strikes out, 3rd strikeout already for Smiley.
A lot of their money invested in Travis Hafner. He's always been hurt. You know, you have Sizemore, Grady Sizemore. He's been out all season long. It's just been really a mess over there. And, you know, Sandy Alomar Jr., his name was mentioned in some other teams, maybe looking for him to be the manager, so maybe he'll be their next manager.
They're saying Terry Francona is a candidate as well. I'd be very surprised if Sandy Alomar Jr. isn't named a full-time manager there maybe in the next couple of weeks. Strike 1 to Trevor Plouffe. Foul back.
Yeah, Trevor Plouffe, he'd like to finish his last couple 6 games on the hot side. Only 1 hit over his last 19 at-bats. Over his last 5 games, and he has struck out 8 times.
Reaching across the plate, fouling it back, still 2 strikes.
Trevor still bothered a little bit by that thumb injury that of course he was on a disabled list earlier. Trying to play through it.
At one point Plouffe was given the job at short. Now he's settled in as a 3rd baseman. Ooh, very close pitch, an off-speed pitch just missing. 2-2.
Smiley with already 3 strikeouts.
Like a straight changeup. 2-2 to Plouffe. Chopper in front of Cabrera. Over to Fielder. Plouffe, a former Twins shortstop, and another former Twins shortstop made some news today.
Yeah, you know, my hat goes off to Nishioka. You know, he ended up talking to the ball club and forgetting about next year. He basically gave the money back to the Twins, said thank you very much to the Twins organization for giving me an opportunity to come here to the United States and play ball, but it didn't work out. So Nishioka going back to Japan.
Now, I have no idea what he'll make next year in Japan as a former batting champion, Gold Glove winner. He should make a pretty good salary in Japan, but it is notable that he turned his back on the $3 million salary that he would have drawn from the Twins. The Twins are also not obligated to pay the $250,000 buyout. So it's been a good day for Terry Ryan. He just saved $3,250,000.
Well, it was Nishioka that approached the Twins, and basically, you know, he said, you know, I'd like to go back home, and I really don't want to come back here next year. So, again, a tip of the hat to Nishioka. It just did not pan out here.
2 strikes to Carson. Mentioned in passing, don't know whether Josh Willingham's going to be playing anymore for the Twins. He injured his left shoulder here in the Yankee series. So if that is the case, then an opportunity for Carson to play. And boy, you talk about being in the right spot at the right time. Darren Mastroianni can't play in the field because he broke his finger the other day. Up high, now 2-2. So the Twins a little short candidates. Ryan Doman can play over there.
Well, Carson has some major league experience before this year with the Oakland A's. A couple of years, 100 at-bats with the A's.
And he checks his swing. It's 3-2 with Escobar on deck.
Wally Bell, the crew chief here at first base, said Carson held up. Yes, he did.
Full count. Twins got a 2-out walk in the first inning. And now this one driven to right center field. And a running catch in the gap by Avisail Garcia. A 1-2-3, bottom of the second for Drew Smyly. Player of the game, text the word value, followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234. Joe Mauer's drawn a walk. Scott Diamond's pitched 2 perfect innings.
Yeah, the only base runner in this ball game was Joe Mauer, a walk in the first inning. Scott Diamond only 21 pitches to retire the first 6 batters in order.
Andy Dirks, Avisail Garcia, and Gerald Laird to face Scott Diamond. So far so good for Diamond, and let's imagine that he pitches another good ball game here tonight and then comes back in the season ending game in Toronto and pitches a good ball game there. There's a lazy fly to left. How far would that go toward cementing his status as someone the Twins can really rely on next year?
Well, I mentioned before he has 195 in a third innings coming into this ball game, and that's what they're looking for. Someone kind of a workhorse. I mean, in today's game, you know, I think Scott Diamond's already earned a spot for next year's rotation. Who else do they have right now? I mean, if anybody, all the pitchers that have pitched for the Twins this year and 12 different starters, he has been the most consistent.
But in this time of the year when pitchers, Scherzer included, are breaking down, to be able to finish and finish strongly would only enhance his or increase perhaps his expectations or the expectations of him for next year.
I think the biggest thing is what it does to him personally. You know, I mean, we can sit here and say, yeah, he's going to be in that rotation, but going into the winter, he's going to have to feel good about this year. Right now, with 12 wins, 8 losses, he's going to work over 200 innings. Started the season in AAA, came up, and really has been the ace of the staff. Picks up his first strikeout here, getting Garcia to swing over that breaking ball.
Two down, and Gerald Lair, the batter. Again, when Diamond faced the Tigers in Detroit last weekend, he had 3 1-2-3 innings, retired the first 10 batters, and gave up 3 hits and a walk in the 4th. So trying to finish a perfect first trip through the Tiger batting order again here tonight. Florimo digs out.
Another quick inning.
7 pitches, 9 up, 9 down for Scott Diamond.
The bottom of the 3rd between the Tigers and the Minnesota Twins, and I would like to just talk a little bit about the GMC keys to the game. And fans, this is for you. I'm going to recommend in this 3-game series, you're going to watch 2 of the best hitters in this era, Miguel Cabrera and Joe Mauer. And my admonition, don't miss 1 pitch of any at-bat. Watch them all, these 3 games, because in this era, doesn't get any better than these 2 guys. This is a lot of fun watching them.
Strike 1 to Eduardo Escobar. Thank you, Roy. Escobar, Florimon, and Span in the 3rd inning. Pulled foul. You know, there are 3 games that follow this series. The Twins will be in Toronto and the Tigers will be in Kansas City. But it is a treat to watch a batting race, and the top 2 contenders are going head-to-head here.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned there's still Mike Trout. There's still Derek Jeter. You know, you kind of follow them, too. But here you have 2 guys that, you know, already have won batting titles. Cabrera last year won his first when he hit 344. Of course, Joe Mauer has won 3 of them already. So they've been here before. They know what, you know, Mauer would like to win a batting title. He'd also like to be part of a spoiler for the Tigers a little bit in this 3-game series. For Cabrera, yeah, I mean, I think it's in the back of his mind, but they want to win. That's the bottom line.
Another foul off the bat of Escobar. You know, so far Cabrera's 0 for 1, and Mauer has walked in his only plate appearance. And you've heard Cabrera, and I think Carl Yastrzemski too, said it really helped his focus that his team was in a pennant race in pursuit of the Triple Crown, because it would encourage Cabrera to do what Mauer did in the first inning. Go ahead and take a walk if that's what is available to you, rather than trying to do too much at the plate, trying to hit a home run.
Right.
2 strikes. Escobar wasting a bunch of Smiley's pitches.
Yeah, Smiley already 50 pitches. 32 have been strikes.
Roy Smalley, would you concur that it should be easier for Cabrera to pursue the Triple Crown with his team in the race?
It absolutely is, Dick. You know, every player wants to win first and foremost, and when you're up there batting for your teammates, trying to help you win, help the team win, it takes the focus off of you and what you're trying to do and puts it right where it should be. As Escobar drills one to center, nice swing there to get a Twins inning started here with nobody out.
And you saw Mauer started the month 24 points behind Mike Trout in the batting race, and that sets us up for the carsoup.com/baseball question tonight. Mary Hendrickson of Northfield wondering, if Joe wins the batting title, will his September run be the biggest come from behind win in baseball history?
Well, that's where they were right there on September 1st. Average wise, you see Joe Mauer 6th on that list. So yeah, he's come a long way.
The answer simply is no, and we'll fill in some blanks for you here as we move along and identify the hitter as Pedro Florimon. This one lifted to right. Garcia heading back for the catch, and Escobar with a long at bat ends up with a single. Florimon, and the first pitch flies out. The biggest deficit that one recovered from to win a batting title was in 1931. Hall of Famer Chick Hayfie trailed by 27 points on September 11th and came back and won a batting title. So there you go.
I'm happy to say I never faced him.
Probably had never heard of Chick Hayfie.
Oh.
Here's Denard Span.
A throw over to first base. Escobar with 3 stolen bases on the year.
Under the glove of Infante, Escobar has to scamper, and he just beats the throw by Garcia. Boy, Escobar didn't know which way to go. It looked like Infante might make a line drive catch. Then when he didn't, he had to turn it on to get to second base.
Yeah, Garcia did a good job of charging the ball out in right field, but watch Infante dive for the ball. Escobar, okay, heading back to first. Now he slides safely into second. Before, remember, this is a force out at second base, just out of the reach of Infante. So the Twins get their second hit of the inning.
So a single for Span, 2 aboard, and here's Ben Revere. Squaring the bunt, taking strike 1. Revere struck out his first time up. Down low, 1-1. The Tigers hope to win the division. They hope to go into postseason play with, to borrow the football term, a pretty fearsome foursome when it comes to starting pitching. And Smiley does not figure to be a part of that. 1-1. Tap to the right side. Infante looks to second, throws to first. So 2 aboard here with first base open. We'll see how the Tigers pitch to Mauer. If you act today, you can get a steal of a deal when the Twins host the Detroit Tigers tomorrow at 3 p.m. For a limited time, you can get Skyline View tickets for the low price of $13. The deal against the Tigers is only available for a limited time. And you can get it by logging on to twinsbaseball.com or by calling 800-33-TWINS.
Yeah, the veteran Gerald Laird going out and talking to Smiley maybe about this situation, you know. They have a couple choices here. They can kind of pitch around him, but you hate saying that to a young pitcher. There's the updated race.
Cabrera 0 for 1. And Mauer obviously 0 for 0. Trout 2 for 2 tonight already for the Angels. Strike 1. In the first inning, Smiley got ahead of Mauer 0-2 and then ended up walking him.
Well, put yourself in Smiley's position, too. He wants to attack Joe Mauer. He doesn't want to just walk him. He wants to give him some good pitches to hit. Now, if he fell behind 3-1, then you have to be a little more careful. But got strike 1, then tried the breaking ball, missed down and away. That's the challenge for a young pitcher. Or any pitcher.
If the Tigers win the World Series, if they don't even get in the playoffs, Smiley wants to leave a very positive impression with Jim Leyland and the staff, and situations like this would go a long way toward putting the seed in Leyland's head. Oh, hey, this guy didn't back away facing Mauer with 2 guys in scoring position. 2-1. Slow breaking ball. 2-2.
Well, he missed with 2 sliders down and away, and this one starting a little bit higher and clipping the corner. And in the American League, you see where Joe Mauer is second behind Gonzalez.
Slice to the corner and back into the seats. Gonzalez not even in this league anymore. So Smiley trying to finish off Mauer and the Twins here in the third. Got him. A 93-mile-per-hour fastball, and the Twins strand a couple in scoring position in the third. And scoreless through 3. We move to the 4th. Austin Jackson, Omar Infante, and Miguel Cabrera will hit. Jackson hit a ground ball to Florimo his first time up. So did Infante. Cabrera grounded out to third.
outside corner, strike one. That's to right. Chased by Revere. Gets there. On the way.
Well, let's come up to the booth here. We have Jada right here celebrating her 10th birthday from Hector, Minnesota, with her sister and friend, and parents are in the background. So, Jada, happy 10th birthday to you, honey.
One down here in the fourth. That'll bring up Omar Infante. And there's strike one. Again, Diamond in familiar territory. This is exactly what he did in Detroit last weekend, last Sunday, where the Twins won both ends of a doubleheader against a contending team that many people felt should have won the division by now.
I feel that the pressure's on the Tigers. You know, we're Diamond here today. He just wants to go about his business. Hopefully leave another good impression for the Twins. So it's the Tigers that have to beat him. Twins would like to get out of last place, yes, but for Scott Diamond, just do what he's been doing all season long. Throw strikes, go deep into the ball game, and hope your team could score you some runs. At times they have, a lot.
0-2 to Infante. Tapper to third. Easy play for Plouffe. 2 down in the fourth, and here comes Cabrera. Roy Smalley, it's a rare mix that we see coming to the plate here. A guy who obviously can hit for a high average. He won a batting title last year, and now he's hit over 40 home runs this year.
It's just an amazing performance, season-long performance by this guy. And I was struck in the very first inning, his first at bat, his approach against Scott Diamond. He got a 2-0 count, but didn't come off his plan of trying to hit the ball back through the middle and the other way, just like that right there. He has so much confidence in his strength to be able to drive the ball the other way that keeps him on breaking stuff, and he feels like if he can time that fastball where he's hitting it to right center, right field, and center field, then he can't be fooled. And so far this year, he hadn't been fooled much. See, then he'll look in there. That's amazing. For 2 at bats, for 1 at bat plus a pitch, he looked like he was getting beat on the fastball, and then he decided to open up and go to left field.
Well, it seemed like two. There they go, fastball inside. In his first at bat, everything was away, and then he threw that little cutter in and got the ground ball out. Here they started away and then went back inside, and see how quick he is with his hands.
But you know what, Bird? He's not only a great talent, but he sets up pitchers and catchers. He looks for pitches. You know, right there, as quick as those hands were, he decided he was going to look inside after all those pitches. When you watch from the side, watch how fast his hands come inside. Now watch him drive the big end through. That is fast right there.
Even in slow motion, it's a blur, the barrel of the bat.
Right, you can't teach that.
1-0 to Prince Fielder. 2-0.
Well, Fielder was a great 1-2 combination when he was with the Brewers with Ryan Braun hitting in front of him, and great 1-2 punch here in Detroit with Cabrera hitting in front of Fielder.
How about driving in 105 runs when the guy in front of you is driven in 133?
That's, I think, one of the things that's been so uncommon about the Tigers not running away with the division. You've got 2 high-priced marquee players hitting in the middle of the lineup, and if things don't go well as a team, usually one or both of the guys is having an off year, and you couldn't be further from the truth. They're both having great years. It's the people surrounding the nucleus of the lineup that has created some problems for the Tigers in the run scoring department.
I'm trying to figure out who Prince Fielder drove in. He must have driven in Cabrera 100 times.
Well, Cabrera's got 40 doubles, so he was at second base a lot. 3-1 to Fielder. There are 2 gone, and the Tigers have their first base runner of the ball game after Cabrera's single. A little pop-up, playable for Plouffe. In foul ground, he makes the catch. 13 pitches for Scott Diamond in a scoreless fourth inning. Sports North is brought to you. Fox Sports North is brought to you by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. By CenturyLink, a different kind of communications company. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Grand Casino, the best stories start here. Pitcher's duel here so far. Scott Diamond's given up just one hit. Drew Smiley's given up a couple. Justin Morneau, Ryan Doman, Trevor Plouffe to face Smiley here in the fourth inning. Most Twins fans know this already. Drew Smiley, no relation to a former Twin, John Smiley. Last name spelled differently. John, pretty good pitcher for the Twins in 1992. Fouled away, one strike.
Yeah, Drew Smiley signed by the Tigers in 2010 out of the University of Arkansas. Arkansas native.
1-1. Mentioned the Tigers feel they've got a pretty good front four when it comes to starting pitching should they get to the playoffs. Tap foul. Starting with Verlander, they hope a healthy Scherzer. Doug Fister, who set an American League record yesterday for consecutive strikeouts.
10 of them, yeah.
Up and away. And then Anibal Sanchez, who's pitched well for them the last couple times out as well.
Excuse me, 9 straight strikeouts. Tom Seaver has the all-time record at 10.
Set back in 1970. Here's Morneau with a little pop-up to short left. Cabrera out. He wants it. He's got it. One away. And that'll bring up Doman. Fox Sports North supports cancer awareness. On September 23rd, Marnie Gellner and the Fox Sports North team took part in the Leukemia Lymphoma Society's Light the Night Walk at Target Field. You can visit foxsportsnorth.com, click on North Supports under the More tab to view photos and videos from the walk. Plus, it's not too late to show your support. You can still make a donation to the team. One gone in the fourth. Here's Ryan Doman, and there is ball one.
Doman, a strikeout victim, starting the top of this or bottom of the second inning. Smiley with 4 strikeouts so far in the ball game.
And as Plouffe would, Doman would like to finish strongly. Looked for most of the year like Doman was going to finish with 20 or more home runs. This one hit hard to center. Jackson over to haul it in. 2 down. And that'll bring up Plouffe. AT&T trivia. Speaking of finishing strongly, let's Let's kick it in here, the final 6 games of the season, all right?
Got it.
Which player has the most RBI in one season against the Twins?
Cabrera has 23 so far this year.
It's got to be Tomey, isn't it? There's a pop-up near the Twins dugout. And off the edge of the roof.
I think Tomey had 23 home runs against Rick Reed that 1 year alone, didn't he?
So he's got to be the record holder. It could have been somebody like Yastrzemski. Back in those
a lot
days,
of pitches in that first inning.
back in those days with just 9 other teams in the league, you played everybody in the league 18 times. There's a check swing, 1-1. Two and 1. Hit hard on the ground, backhanded by Cabrera. And it's a 1-2-3, 4th inning, on to the 5th. No score.
Hasn't changed me. It's changed some of the notoriety, just being noticed in places and having the opportunity to do some things that I didn't get to do before in some commercials and stuff, which is fun. And I think as a kid, when you envision being, I always envisioned being one of the best. And, to have some of those things that are associated with that, be able to actually do them, things that you dreamt of, is a pretty neat experience.
I had a chance to sit down with Justin Verlander, who's pitching tomorrow in the Big Fox game. We're going to go over that in the post-game show.
Be interesting listening to all of that. 1-0 to Delman Young, and now 2-0. He mentioned doing commercials, and Verlander's done a number of different commercials. It used to be if you were a baseball player and you did a commercial, it was pretty much for a shaving product, and that was it. There's a liner to center. Young has a base hit. You might do a print ad for cigarettes, of all things, or a beer. But if you were going to do a TV commercial, it was just for shaving. And then the players, I'm sure, felt obligated to be clean shaven. You can see Verlander, he's not clean shaven. He couldn't do a shaving commercial.
Well, I remember when I first came up, Bob Allison did a lot of Pepsi commercials. Rich Reese did the Hams commercials.
Right. And coffee. I remember Bob Allison and Rich Rollins doing a Maxwell House coffee commercial, but that was just locally. Here's Peralta. Swing and a miss. 1 strike.
Well, second hit off of Scott Diamond. Delman Young picking up a leadoff single here in the top of the 5th. Scott Diamond has been able to get 24 ground ball double plays behind him this year, making his 26th start.
One strike to Peralta. Strike 2.
You know, Diamond now over 200 innings. You know, you look at that angle that he generates right there. Great pitch right there.
Fox Tracks brought to you by Window Concepts of Minnesota.
He's got that delivery too, that if he can, you know, stay healthy, that he can. He's a guy that I think the Twins look at as a guy that you know, can pitch a lot of innings. Nice fluid delivery, doesn't recoil, comes over the top with his arm and his back leg.
I think he'd be a fun guy to be a coach for. You can look at a classic delivery and maybe notice some things where, like for Liriano, where would you begin if you're trying to find a flaw in Liriano's delivery?
I think you talk release point when you talk about Liriano. Look at that pitch right there. That's a good pitch.
I think Ron Kulpa missed that one.
Take a look at his breaking ball. See, nice smooth delivery. Allows that arm to catch up and straight over the top.
1-2 to Peralta. Hit hard to center. Chased by Span. 1 away. The final home game of the season Sunday is also a Kids Appreciation Day. Fans 14 and under get the 2012 Twins team caricature poster, courtesy of Sports Authority. Game time 1:10 for the home finale against the Tigers. There also will be appearances by Nickelodeon stars, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Leon Thomas. To order your tickets for Kids Appreciation Day or any game remaining in the schedule, call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. To the right side, Morneau fumbles it, and all hands are safe. He might have got caught looking towards second base as the ball was approaching his glove.
I think that's exactly what he did right there. He tried to turn the double play without the ball. So not hit sharply right here. Justin plays the hop, and you can almost see it get his body in position to make that throw at second base. And an error will be charged to Justin at first.
And now Avisail Garcia, who struck out his first time up. Garcia, September call-up. He's gotten a lot of playing time. He's gotten 14 hits, but they've all been singles. He's yet, as a big leaguer, to ground into a double play. Strike 1.
We talked about Garcia a little bit. He's kind of a miniature version of Miguel Cabrera. Both of them from Venezuela. Garcia just 21 years old. Signed by the Tigers in 2008. He's actually called up from AA, their AA affiliate.
Fouled away, 2 strikes. Diamond could use a strikeout here, and what we've seen from him this year, when he gets in those situations where he really would like to get a strikeout, instead of reaching back for a little extra, he takes a little bit off.
Yeah, that's pitching right there. That's called pitching, not throwing.
To center, and Span has to retreat, making the catch, and Young back at the second base bag, 2 away.
You know, and that's something you learn with time, but there's some guys that just can't get it. And then you see Scott Diamond. I mean, Brad Radke was that way. There are certain pitchers that just knew how to pitch, take a little off rather than trying to maybe force a ball up toward home plate.
Well, was there a greater example of that recently than Liriano himself? Whenever trouble seemed to be on a doorstep, he would try to, you know,
go harder.
fastball or slider. He just threw it as hard as he could, hoping to strike people out. Here's Laird. An interesting development in Chicago with the White Sox almost in panic mode at this time. They've not named a starter for Sunday yet, and they're leaving Liriano right now in the bullpen. They don't know who's going to start in 2 days, but apparently it won't be Liriano. 1-0 to Laird, and he takes a strike down the middle. White Sox have tied up the Rays.
Look at that. Only 55 pitches used for Scott Diamond, trying to get the final out here in the 5th inning.
And hoping to wrap up his second trip through the Detroit batting order. Two and one.
Gerald Laird, 32 years old, his second stint with the Tigers. He's with the Tigers in 2009 and 10, then last year with the Cardinals. Had some injuries, did not play a lot, but part of that World Series championship team.
Three and one to the number 9 batter. Austin Jackson on deck.
Last one, fastball.
Hitters count for Gerald Laird. Bounces it right to Escobar. No damage done. A leadoff single, a 1-out error, 2 men left aboard, 5 shutout innings for Scott Diamond.
In the Minnesota State Lottery winner circle being circled by Bert Blylev. And Bert, this is Steve Weber, made the trip from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. 50th birthday. Got his wife and kids here sitting a couple rows away. Here's his bucket list. Eat a Juicy Lucy. Go to a Twins game. We're going to add $100 in Minnesota State Lottery tickets to it and get circled by you, Bert. So I have a marker right here, and Bert has circled you, Steve. And I checked it off. How's his 50th birthday? Shaping up pretty good now?
This is looking good. Thanks, Bert.
Hey, Steve,
and
happy
you got
birthday
everybody
to you.
here in this section clapping for him.
And Robbie, bring my Sharpie back up here.
You got it.
Yeah, it's mine.
I know. Steve, you want a Sharpie? You can have it.
I was pretty impressed that Steve only wanted to be circled once. That seems to be a late season craze here.
My telly's on the blink, so I had to go to the truck to do the perfect circle. So, Steve, again, happy birthday. And if you didn't know, 190 more days until my birthday.
What year birthday will this be for you? Forget the date. Who cares?
It's coming on to 62.
Really?
Yes.
Carson pops it up right side. Fielder under it. And quickly the first out of the Twins' fifth.
Well, we do have a pitcher's duel here. Smiley with 75 pitches, 48 for strikes, and Scott Diamond 5 shutout innings. He's used only 58 pitches.
Best at bat for the Twins so far was Eduardo Escobar's at bat, leading off the third. Fell behind 0-2 quickly, fouled off a bunch of pitches, and then singled sharply to center. Strike one.
Escobar, of course, coming over from the Chicago White Sox in the Liriano trade.
So he's right where he was throughout his third inning at bat. 0-2. And another foul. This is what he did in the third inning.
Escobar stands about 5'10", 165 pounds, from Venezuela. Signed with the White Sox originally back in 2006.
To center, where Jackson awaits. 2 down. That'll bring up Florimo. Follow the Twins with MLB.com @BAT12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, or Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and much more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit twinsbaseball.com for details. Every time I read this, I think, and we've talked about it over the last couple of weeks, the whole notion of scoreboard watching. Well, you can do so much more these days. You can watch the game. You don't have to pay attention to the scoreboard. If you've got @BAT12 on your phone, you can watch the game.
Pretty cool.
And a strike to Florimo, 1-1. Two and one. While the scouting report on Florimo has consistently said he's able to drive the ball, he's got a little more pop from this side of the plate. We've seen just the opposite. 2-2. We saw the home run from the left side of the plate. We saw in one game a deep double and triple to left center field, and a higher batting average from the other side. 2-2. Pulled foul. Check swing and a foul. Lucky he didn't get hit. Up and away, 3-2 with Span on deck.
Smiley started game 2 in that day-night doubleheader. He threw 77 pitches in 4 1/3 innings, kind of on a pitch count, because prior to that he was mainly used out of the bullpen.
And every time he's gotten in trouble, he's blown a fastball by a Twins hitter for a strikeout. The next Crystal Farms Kids Day is coming up Sunday. Twins close out the home schedule against Detroit. Get to the game early for Kids Day autographs and free string cheese, courtesy of Crystal Farms. After the game, kids can run the bases at Target Field, presented by Gillette Children's Hospital. Tickets and more details available on Sunday's Crystal Farm Kids Day at twinsbaseball.com or 1-800-33-TWINS.
Beautiful little baby.
Austin Jackson leading off the sixth. Florimone backhands the first hop, and it wasn't even close. Jackson can run well, but Florimone, with the ball hit so hard to him, just stepped up and threw a rocket across the diamond.
And that's one thing the Twins want to see, and I think they have seen from Florimone, making nice plays, routine type plays, getting that first hop, setting up, good strong throw over to Morneau for the first out. So another quick out for Scott Diamond.
Here's Omar Infante. Off the plate, 2-0. Homer Bailey threatening to make some history tonight. He's taking a no-hitter into the bottom of the ninth against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Bouncer to short. Florimone again. 2 down. Today, Miguel Cabrera is 1 for 2. Joe Mauer is 0 for 1. So that said, let's compare the numbers, see where this race is at. A 4-point spread between Mauer and Cabrera, with Trout now 2 for 3 and a point behind. Ball 1. Two and 0. Cabrera's had a 2-0 count in all 3 of his plate appearances. Hit hard to right. It's up and back and off the wall. And he'll be held to a single. Might have thought it was out, but it wasn't. And remembering he's 1 home run short of Josh Hamilton. And to be honest with you, he should be standing at second base.
Well, I don't know. That ball hit so hard and got out there so quick. It would have been a bang-bang play, but Cabrera, I think he thought he had it where he kind of stood right there and watched it. And that ball hit high off the wall. Ben Revere plays the carom perfectly, and Cabrera held to a single. See where that ball was hit, and then Rivera got it back in.
So a 2-out single for Cabrera brings Fielder to the plate. Delman Young has talked about it. A ball like that would have been gone at Comerica Park. Comerica Park, a much easier ballpark to hit home runs in to right field. And here Cabrera bangs one off the wall for a single. Fielder follows with another single, and Cabrera will hold at second base. So the difference there between, you can see Cabrera, he's beating his helmet down on the bag because he's upset he wasn't standing at second base after that first hit. So he realizes he might have scored a run had he hustled out of the box and gotten a double.
Guys, he really is not that kind of player to, and he's mad at himself, for that. He's not a kind of guy to kind of dog it out of the box like that. And that really frosts him. It cost his teammate an RBI.
And his team a run in the lead, at least to this point, 1-0. Now here's Cabrera in his frustration. One and 0 to Young with 2 men aboard and 2 out. Down the line, foul, might have cracked his bat.
Having said all that, another great example of his great talent to hit, going back to his up the middle and the opposite field approach, so that he's not fooled by breaking balls, and he's so strong and his hands are so fast that he can get the big end of the bat to a fastball way deep in the strike zone and muscle that ball off the right field fence, which, as you guys have noted, that's a long way out there compared to most other ballparks.
At foul, 1-2.
Well, the first 2 outs came pretty quickly for Scott Diamond here at the top of the 6th inning. Cabrera's single high off the wall. Fielder follows with a base hit.
1-2 to Delmon Young. And a tapper, foul. Diamond left a couple of men aboard in the 5th, trying to do it again here in the 6th. Base hit right field. Cabrera to 3rd. Charging is Revere. Throw to the plate. It is on line, and Cabrera is out at the plate. Ben Revere with an on-target one-hop throw. And the Tigers get 3 2-out singles, but do not score in the 6th. In our Coors Light freeze cam in the Coors Light 6th inning.
Yeah, in the second at bat against Scott Diamond, and it pitched inside that Cabrera opens up quickly and lines it into left field for his first hit of 2 he's had so far in the ball game.
Frostburg Coors Light freeze cam as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Span, Revere, and Mauer facing Drew Smiley, who, as well as he pitched against the Twins in Detroit last Sunday, has done even better so far here tonight. Strike over the inside corner. And Laird to the mound to talk to Smiley.
Yeah, Drew Smiley's retired 8 straight Twins. He's given up only 2 hits, both of them singles in the 3rd inning. Span singling in that 3rd inning.
well in front of the plate. 1-1. Two and one. Orioles have already won. Got a grand slam from Ryan Flaherty early on. They beat Boston 9-1. Span bluffs a bunt again. Takes inside 3-1. The Yankees are leading Toronto 7-2 in the seventh.
Boy, Smiley with one walk in a ball game. That was Joe Mauer in the first inning. And Revere on deck.
Ooh. 3-2.
Staying with the fastball.
Yep.
Good pitch.
Tavio Dotel and Phil Koch warming up in the Tiger bullpen. Full count to the leadoff man here in the Twin sixth. Tap to the right side. Infante to field, one away. Ben Revere with a strong throw. Probably the key to it all is he seemed to get a really good jump on charging the ground ball base hit.
Yeah, Delman Young hitting the ball the other way. Cabrera at second base. He feels the ball, comes up within a matter of a couple steps, throws a one hop to Joe Mauer, and then allows Mauer enough time to tag out the sliding Cabrera. So a good strong throw by Ben Revere.
Drew Smiley taken out. Boy, did he do a good job going 5 1/3 innings here tonight.
Only allowed a couple hits, one walk, 5 strikeouts. As we have a 0-0 ball game here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Phil Koch coming out of the bullpen. He has struggled as of late. Had a pretty good first half of the year, but since the second half, since the All-Star break, a high 5.74 earned run average. This is his 65th appearance overall.
Brought in to face a lot of left-handed batters, a very high opponent batting average of .325. Koch has really struggled against right-handers. He's pitched a lot of innings this year. Right-handers are hitting at a .390 clip against the veteran left-hander. But, of course, the Twins have Revere, Mauer, and Morneau lined up next. Fastball down the middle, of strike. Royals trying to come back on Cleveland. The Indians leading at 8-5, top of the 8th. Playing for new manager Sandy Alomar Jr. Chopped foul. 2 strikes.
Yeah, Koch with a good fastball, hard slider, and a changeup in his 3rd season with the Tigers. There's the splits right there. Allowed 4 home runs, 2 to lefties, 2 to righties.
He's had 100 at bats against right-handed batters and given up 39 hits. 2 strikes to Revere. Fouled away.
He's a guy that has the same routine over and over. He'll work out of the stretch position. Once he gets the sign, you see the shoulders kind of up and down. Here we go. Pull those shoulders up. There you go. And a breaking ball gets Ben Revere.
In Chicago, Ben Zobrist with an early home run. The Rays had an early lead. Then the White Sox tied it and now have taken the lead on an Alex Rios home run. And it's Chicago 2-1. Detroit's 2-game lead seems large. I think seems larger than it really is. Just in the manner in which they've gotten it and the way in that the White Sox had struggled over the last week and a half.
Yeah, and only 6 games left, including today's game for both ball clubs.
Here's Mauer, 0 for 1, a walk and a strikeout. Sharply hit right on the ground to Peralta. Koch gets his 2 men in the 6th. We head to the 7th in a scoreless duel. Game in a scoreless duel.
Yeah, two rookies going at each other here in this ball game. Drew Smiley, 5 1/3 innings of shutout baseball, and Scott Diamond for the Twins has been outstanding. Only 1 strikeout, no walks for Scott Diamond. You need some help from your friends. And Ben Revere, a 1-hop throw to Joe Mauer, tagging out Cabrera. That in the top of the 6th inning.
Would have been a heck of a way for the batting race between Cabrera and Mauer to end if one of those guys got hurt.
2 big boys going at each other right there.
Diamond taking the game into the 7th. Has pitched out of trouble in the 5th and the 6th. Peralta will lead off the 7th. Strike 1. What we saw in Detroit was, again, Diamond struggling in back-to-back innings, littering the bases with runners, but then bouncing back and pitching effectively after that. We'll see if he can get that done here tonight. This will be his 75th pitch of the night.
And that's how Diamond gets into late ball games. In 12 of his previous 25 starts, he's pitched at least 7 innings.
Sharply, nice pickup by Plouffe. Got him. Good play by Trevor Plouffe going to his left.
Yeah, the ball hit hard. And Plouffe diving to his left, comes up with it. Makes a good throw over to Morneau. Peralta, count in his favor. Plouffe gets up quickly to get the first out here in the top of the 7th.
One down, and here's Andy Dirks. Down and away, ball 1. Dirks with a fly ball to left. He reached on a Morneau error in the 5th. At the knees.
Boy, and that's where Diamond has been really all night long, down in the strike zone.
Left a changeup up to Delman Young, and it almost cost him a run. Tap to Morneau again. And he finds Diamond for out number 2. Time now for the CenturyLink high-speed pitch.
Well, Smiley at 93, Diamond at 90.
2 down quickly here in the 7th, and Avisail Garcia. Florimon to his left. 7 pitches. And a 1-2-3-7 for Scott Diamond, who's been brilliant tonight.
North is brought to you by McDonald's. Get a freshly brewed cup of premium roast coffee from McDonald's. Any size is just $1. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. If you could just ignore the standings, what a perfect night for baseball.
Yeah, what a great ball game to watch so far. Scott Diamond against Drew Smiley. Smiley out of the ball game, but Scott Diamond, he's had 2 innings where he's needed only 7 pitches to get out of the inning. Right now it's 79 pitches in 7 shutout innings for Diamond.
Twins will see if they can get him a run. It'll be Morneau, Dolman, and Plouffe. At least Morneau will face Phil Koch. Morneau with a strikeout in the 1st and a pop-up in the 4th. Strike 1. We've talked about this quite a bit. When Koch was with the Yankees and first trying to make a name for himself, Mauer and Morneau tattooed him. They combined to hit 3 home runs against Koch in a 3-game series at Yankee Stadium. Since then, Koch has really bottled him up. Half swing, no swing, 1-1.
Well, Koch has always been a left-handed reliever that has come right at the batter. Tigers tried to make him a starter, but he's one of these guys that can throw almost night after night. Pretty reliable arm out in that bullpen.
Got a pitch and fouled it straight back.
And you watch Laird. They have just sat away to Justin. And that pitch right there. Look where Laird is setting. The ball left out over the plate, and Justin fouled it off. But they're definitely pitching Justin away. They're going to make him beat you. He's got to hit it the other way.
Twisting foul. Well, that's been pretty much the game plan against Justin for just about everybody. Very rarely will a team challenge him inside, particularly left-handed pitchers have been, wearing him out away.
Yeah, the 19 home runs he's hit only 2 off of left-handed pitchers.
1-2. Morneau leading off the Twins 7th. He missed inside. Fielder can't field it. So the Detroit first baseman makes a mistake. And there have been plenty of plays like that have caused Jim Leyland to quit and restart smoking a number of times.
Well, this ball hit right to Fielder. He goes over, and the ball just gets away from him. For Fielder, that's his 11th error of the year. And it comes here in the bottom of the 7th inning with nobody out.
Designated hitter Ryan Domit. Jim Leyland giving the signs. Domit with a strikeout and a fly to left. Breaking ball missing inside. Domit has reached against Koch the last 2 times he's faced him with a single and a walk. Another take on a breaking pitch. 2-0. So Domit, a switch hitter, in this case a right-handed batter, and righties have hit nearly 400 against Phil Koch. Fox Tracks brought to you by Carrier.
Yeah, and what we have seen pitchers attack to Domit is a lot of off-speed stuff, middle in. See if he gets a fastball here.
Taps it foul.
Domit hitting .245 coming into the ball game as a right-handed hitter, .290 as a left-handed hitter. There are the splits. Of course, more of his at-bats as a left-handed hitter.
2-1. Two and two.
Another breaking ball left up, and Domit swung through it.
Twins trying to build off a Fielder's error here. It's the second time the Twins have had their leadoff man on. Escobar started the third with a single and was left at third base. A high fly to left field. Dirks going back to it is gone. A home run for Domit. And Koch's troubles against right-handed hitters continues.
Well, they kept feeding him breaking balls, and then he got a fastball, and he did not miss it. Home run number 17 on the year for Ryan Domit, and the Twins take a 2-0 lead. Well, the fastball middle in, Domit opening up. Well done.
2-0 Twins and a pitching change in the bottom of the 7th. Veteran Octavio Dotel comes in to pitch to Trevor Plouffe, with Ryan Doumit driving in the first 2 runs of the game.
Yeah, Dotel coming in, making his 55th relief appearance, 55 innings pitched, 62 strikeouts for Dotel in his first season with the Tigers. Been with 13 different major league teams.
He's almost reaching that critical point where there will be fewer teams that he hasn't played for than teams he has played for. So the decision to leave Koch in to face the switch hitter Doumit looming pretty large here now as Plouffe lifts a pop-up foul and out of play.
Well, I think Jim Leland saw the numbers of, Ryan Doumit. You'd rather have him hit right-handed than left-handed. And he took the gamble. It's just that Koch left the fastball middle in. This inning started with the error off of by Fielder. And then Doumit got the fastball in where they're throwing a lot of breaking balls. Tried to sneak the fastball in, and Doumit said no way.
Swing and a miss by Plouffe. If Dotel had been brought in to face Doumit, left-handers are hitting Dotel at a 301 clip.
And Doumit's hitting 290, all his power from the left side.
There's a high drive to left center field. Dirks near the track with the catch, 1 away. AT&T trivia question with Cabrera having driven in 23 runs against the Twins. I'll go Yastrzemski.
How about Reggie Jackson? Dick Stewart.
Dr. Strangeglove. 25 runs batted in 1963. Wow.
Jim Thome second with 24.
You realize how many birthdays you and I would have sat through together before we would have come up with Dick Stewart. Dick Stewart, remember a Stratomatic card, power, a lot of strikeouts, and one of the, by reputation, I guess, one of the worst fielding first basemen there ever was. Chopped foul by Carson. Two strikes to Matt Carson. Pop-up fielder chasing it near the dugout. Watch out, Gerald Laird.
Yeah. Fielder already ran him over once. He also ran over Avila. So yeah, little Larry going over there after a foul ball.
Two strikes again to Matt Carson.
Dotel, 38 years old. He first came to the major leagues with the Mets back in 1999. They've been pitching a long time.
Carson drives it to left center. Chased by Jackson. At the fence, makes the catch. So a home run. A couple of deep flies to left. And an interesting bottom of the seventh. The pitcher's duel here, but nothing compared to what they had in Pittsburgh. Homer Bailey completed a no-hitter against the Pirates. The first time the Pirates have been no-hit since Bob Gibson did it in 1971. And the Pirates cannot have a winning record now with that loss tonight.
And for the Reds, that's their 95th win of the year.
Here's Escobar as a left-handed batter taking ball one.
95 wins for the Reds. Nationals have 95 wins.
Escobar hitting the wrist by a pitch.
He tried to get out of the way. The ball just up and in. Got the left hand of Escobar. Take a look right here. Oh, boy, that elbow.
Down around the elbow.
Ouch.
Might not matter to Escobar right now, but it's his left elbow, not his throwing elbow.
Well, you know, anytime you get hit there at that funny bone and your hand goes numb for a while. Already asked him if he's all right. And he is.
And he'll take first base and maybe try to steal second base. Florimo, the batter. Florimon with a fly to right and a strikeout. And strike one. Goes Escobar. The pitch bounced to second. Infante scoops it up. And that ends the inning. Twins got an extra out, an extra base runner in front of Ryan Domit's home run. And he gave the Twins a 2-0 lead.
Welcome to the big leagues moment was Victor Martinez. I threw a fastball as 99, about this high, and he pulled it for a double off the wall. And I was like, that pitch doesn't get hit in the minor leagues ever. And, you know, so I still give Victor a hard time about it now. Well, he gives me a hard time about it.
I enjoyed sitting down with Justin Verlander and going over a little bit of his career and some of the things he had to go through. Of course, last year, a great year for him. And he's had a good year this year. 16-8, very good ERA, second best in the American League at 2.7.
Alexi Concia comes off the bench. He'll take over for Escobar at second base.
We'll have that interview with Justin Verlander in the post-game show.
I would guess your mindset and Verlander's similar, and both very accomplished pitchers. You're a Hall of Famer. He might get there eventually. Now, is he looking at this scoreboard? It's 2-0, and he's already thinking, all right, look, we lose tonight. I got to dial it up tomorrow.
Well, you know, no matter how this ball game ends up, he's going to be hopefully at the top of his game. That's the way he has to think.
I mean, they're starting pitchers, though, that are called stoppers. Verlander's certainly that. He's kept the Tigers from having any prolonged losing streaks the last few years.
Well, you don't want to put any added pressure on yourself by saying, I have to go out there and win. It's just go out and do your job.
Concia smothers the first hop. From the seat of his pants, throws him out.
And right off the bench. course, Escobar getting hit in the left elbow. Gardy making the change. You have to come in to a ball game, get ready for that first possible play, and Casilla was. Diving to his right, makes a nice play from his knees. Gets the out at first base of Gerald Laird.
Cleveland has beaten Kansas City 8-5. One down here in the 8th. Strike one to Austin Jackson.
The 22 outs that Diamond has been able to get so far, 13 ground ball outs, 7 fly ball outs, 1 strikeout. He's not walked a batter. And the pitch count, outstanding. Now 84 with that pitch. And it should be an error on Trevor Plouffe.
And now the Tigers will get their second Twins error, or their second base runner because of a Twins error.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of got locked between which way to go. You can see that the step more of the weight on that right foot as the ball was just boxed up. There are some plays that are just boxed up. That was a boxed up error.
That ball looked like it was hit right at him. Here's Infante. Foul ball. So now Diamond, who's not gotten a ground ball double play, and he's usually good for one to start.
Yeah, again, he's had 13 ground balls. So we'll see if he can get the 14th hit hard somewhere on the ground.
Given who's on deck, that would be a really good idea. One strike to Infante, who runs pretty well. Deep to left. I think he's just tied the game. Infante with a 2-run home run, and it's 2 apiece.
Well, an error and a home run, same way the Twins were able to put two on the board. Infante with his 4th home run as a Detroit Tiger ties the game at 2 apiece. So a ball left up to Infante, and he ties the game with his 4th home run. He hit 8 home runs for the Marlins before he was traded over back to the Tigers.
A big game changer for Omar Infante.
Fastball up, got the barrel of the bat out quickly. And that's the end of the night for Scott Diamond.
Frustrating turn of events, with the Tigers tying the game up in the 8th.
Tie the game at 2 apiece. Catch all the Viking action Sunday morning starting at 10 a.m. on Fox Sports North. This week, the Vikings beyond the gridiron. Jared Allen gives back to some veterans. At 10:30 on Vikings Game Plan, 6-time Pro Bowler Kevin Williams talks about surprising Vikings defense. Then at 11, don't miss Vikings Country with this week's guest, Christian Ponder. It's all on Fox Sports North Sunday morning starting at 10.
Well, Scott Diamond was sailing along through 7 1/3 innings. And in the air, the home run, the tie game. But the change made because the game is tied now. And Cabrera has had 2 really good at-bats against Diamond. A couple of base hits. One pulled, one nearly hit out to right field. So the Twins go to Jared Burton.
Yeah, look at the numbers on Jared Burton. Outstanding. 59 1/3 innings for Burton. He has allowed only 38 hits. He's done a good job of keeping the ball in the ballpark. Only 4 home runs allowed.
Cabrera lifts it very high. Foul down the right side. Now the margin is 6 points between Cabrera and Bauer and Trout. One strike to Miguel Cabrera. Backhanded by Plouffe. And a strong throw. 2 away. You know, we've seen it before, and I, believe it or not, was thinking about this. Plouffe made the really nice play going to his left a few outs ago. It's almost like he's better going far to his left and his right than he is at balls hit closer to him now.
You know what? I mean, he's still kind of it's a learning process for Trevor Plouffe. You know, he's more of a middle infielder, and you know, things like that are going to happen. Errors are part of the ball game. As a pitcher, what you want to do is pick up, you know, that player that made the error behind you. Scott Diamond unable to do that, as Phil Koch was unable to do it in the bottom of the 7th.
Strike at the knees. And a swinging strike.
That might have been the changeup right there at 87 miles an hour.
And Burton absolutely throws ice water on the Tigers in the 8th inning. They tie it up on Infante's home run. And it's 2 apiece.
The Tigers at Target Field, 2-2 the score into the bottom half of the 8th inning. And on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink, we'll talk about the pitcher's duel that has kept it at a 2-2 game. Both pitchers outstanding tonight. Scott Diamond for the Twins, Drew Smiley for the Tigers tonight. Each guy going deep into the ballgame. Bert Blyleven goes one-on-one with Justin Verlander, who very well may win his 2nd consecutive Cy Young Award. You don't want to miss that discussion. And Ron Gardenhire's post-game thoughts about Scott Diamond and his good start. And the eventual finish of this ball game. We'll see how it goes, Dick and Bert. But either way, we've got some good drama here. This is a lot of fun.
With so much at stake, Robbie, thank you very much. Denard Span, Ben Revere, Joe Mauer, will face Brian Villarreal for the Tigers.
Yeah, Villarreal making his 49th relief appearance. Hard-throwing right-hander, has an outstanding slider, and then also a changeup. 3 different stints with the Tigers this year.
See if somebody tries to bunt for a base hit here. Span, Revere, and Mauer. Down and in, ball 1. Cabrera already starting the pitch in on the grass, and fielder playing a deep first base.
Yeah, you want to take the bunt away from the first 2 hitters in this inning, and that's why Cabrera in on the grass.
Up and away. Tigers appear to be set, if not dominant, as a playoff team should they get there from the right side. A little less so from the left side. Their bullpen 2-0. 98 at the knees.
Yeah, Villarreal with 64 strikeouts in 52 2/3 innings. 24 walks. Jeff Jones, a pitching coach for the Tigers.
2-1. '97 on the outside corner. Tigers won the ball only because Joaquin Benoit blew a save for them because Jose Valverde was ill, unable to pitch yesterday. We'll see if Jim Leland has his closer available to him should the Tigers take a lead. 2-2 to Span. Breaking ball up and away.
That slider kind of over. He's the type of pitcher, though, that you can see he just kind of rears back and lets it fly.
Revere on deck.
Eduardo Escobar got some x-rays. The x-rays came out negative on that left elbow area. More tests tomorrow, and he is day to day, as we all are.
For 6 more days we are.
And there's a walk.
Lead-off walk here in the 8th inning. That'll bring up Revere. New Timberwolves forward Andrei Kirilenko is back from Russia and working out in Minneapolis. Fox Sports North's Joan Neeson talked with him for the first time today. Read her story at foxsportsnorth.com. Some things in play here now. Span can steal a base, and then Revere could sacrifice him to third, or Revere presumably will be asked to just bunt him to second. If you do that successfully, though, you run the risk of Mauer being walked.
Let's see what Ron Gardenhire wants to do here.
And Revere with a very hard bunt. Infante made the play, but he almost got fielder and Infante confused there.
You know what? And we've talked about Ben Revere squaring around the bunt compared to what he did right here, trying to take it with him. And it's Infante that has to come in and barehand it, and fielder has to get back to the first base bag quickly. So a sacrifice bunt for Ben Revere.
Quick trip to the mound by Jeff Jones, the pitching coach. First base open, Mauer at the plate, and then Morneau hitting behind him. Mauer is 0 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout and a ground out. And he will be walked.
Oh boy, almost over the head of Gerald Laird.
Laird with a great catch.
He had to leap up high to get that. Take a look at Villarreal's throw. Wow. Believe it or not, this is something that you work on in spring training, on just learning to throw pitch outs. When you intentionally walk somebody. Seen it over the years where that pitcher just airmails the catcher.
Years ago, 15 years ago at the Metrodome, Twins walked off the Indians when the Indians pitcher in a similar situation tried to intentionally walk somebody to fill the bases, and the guy came in from third. Terrible way to lose a ball game. So Mauer draws a free pass. 2 walks in the inning. And now Morneau with 2 men aboard. Having used Drew Smiley as a starter today, and then backing him up with Phil Cope, Tigers a little defenseless here in terms of throwing a left-hander against Morneau.
Yeah, they have one other left-hander out there, Darren Downs. Villarreal that will be going after Justin.
Up and away, ball 1. White Sox have opened up a 3-1 lead on Tampa Bay, bottom of the 6th. Down and in and not close.
Gerald Laird out to talk to his right-hander.
No activity in the Tiger bullpen, and again Benoit pitched the 9th last night against the Royals, yesterday I should say. And we don't know about Valverde's availability. It might be that Benoit's not in here now because Valverde's unavailable again for the Tigers. Perkins watching with interest. 3-0. Domet on deck.
A lot of times you get the green light, but Justin's going to make him throw a strike right here.
To Morneau. There's Valverde and Benoit. And Span steals third base as Morneau takes a strike.
They were not paying attention to Denard at all at second base. Denard saw that. The high leg kick.
Could be a significant additional base if Morneau can get a fly ball to the outfield here.
Hit it deep enough so Denard can tag up.
3-1. Nearly to the backstop. It's ball 4, and the bases have been filled with 3 walks. Domet in his last at bat, hitting right-handed, provided the Coors Light cold hard glass.
Yeah, that coming off a left-handed pitcher, Phil Cope, in the 7th inning. After an error allowed Justin to get the first. It was Domet with his 17th home run. His 5th as a right-handed hitter, putting the Twins up 2-0.
Earlier this year, Domet hit home runs from each side of the plate. Big spot here for the Twins' designated hitter. Mentioned he at one point looked to be a lock to have 20 or more home runs. He's already hit his 17th tonight. Liner into center field. Span scores. Mauer being waved around. Domet with a double, and the Twins lead it 4-2.
I think that's good hitting by Ryan Domet. Even though, there were balls flying all over the place, he was looking for one pitch, and that was a fastball, and he got it. You know that Villarreal was really struggling with that slider, fastballs all over the place. it's going to be outer half of the plate, I'm going to swing hard, and he did.
Big hand for Ryan Doman as he comes off the field. He's driven in all 4 runs tonight. Darren Mastroianni, who can only run, is going to be asked to do just that. Infield in now for Trevor Plouffe. All one and Villarreal's all over the place. Span started the inning with a walk. Bauer was intentionally walked after the sacrifice. Morneau walked, and then Doman cracked the 2-run double.
Yeah, career high 71 RBIs for Doman on the year. Also tying a career high 34 doubles.
So Doman and Willingham, the 2 big sticks, signed on with the Twins this year in the offseason. And the case can be made they each had a career year. Career highs and runs batted in. 1-1 to Plouffe. And flipped foul again. Trevor Plouffe 0 for 3, 2 ground balls to third, and a fly to left.
Yeah, you miss the fastballs like that. Now you're into that slider mode for Villarreal. He has a nasty slider.
Morneau has to be on his toes at third base in case of a wild pitch.
There's that slider.
Plouffe strikes out number 2, and that'll bring up Matt Carson.
That's what Doman did not want to get into. He didn't want to get to where Villarreal would throw that slider. This is a hard slider. Look at the break on that slider. Great location. So Doman sat fastball, got it, and hit the 2-run double.
Carson nearly hit a home run his last time up. He has a chance here to get his most significant hit as a Twin. The significance would be felt not only here, but in Chicago. Ball 1. Carson has hit the ball in the air 3 times. Nice pickup there by Laird. A fly to right, a pop up to first, and then the deep fly to the warning track in left center. Fouled straight back.
Boy, good swing right there. Just got underneath it. Carson has 5 career home runs. Those coming with the Oakland A's.
Perkins holding up the wall out there. All ready to come in. Tap foul.
In this ball game has set up the 2 runs for the Twins. 1 intentional walk, that to Joe Mauer.
One and 2 to Matt Carson. Breaking ball left up high.
Villarreal has thrown 25 pitches, only 10 strikes. 4 of those intentional to Joe Mauer.
Even those were wild. Three and 2 to see on deck.
Good take right there. Almost the same pitch that Trevor Plouffe swung at.
Full count with 2 away and first base open. Flared foul over the Twins dugout. Started started his night's work got started on the wrong foot when he walked span. And he strikes out Carson to end it. Twins have another 2-run lead. Stay tuned for the Gander Mountain weekend weather update for Twins territory. Quite a night for Ryan Doman tonight.
Yeah, Doman a 2-run home run, then with bases loaded, that 2-run double. Now a career high 71 RBIs on the year. And for Cabrera, leading the American League in hitting with 2 for 4 in the ball game, hitting at .327. Glenn Perkins coming into the ball game, making his 67th relief appearance. He's converted 11 straight saves, 15 for 18 in save opportunities.
First man he'll face, Delman Young. Bouncer to short, Florimon. Nice pickup, spins and fires. What a play by Pedro Florimon.
That's why, again, I talked about it earlier in the ball game. You want them to make the routine plays and then make some nice plays. And that ball looked like it's going up the middle, but Florimon going to his left. Nice little spin around and a good strong throw over to Justin for the first out.
So Young gone on 1 pitch. Here's Peralta. Jamie Carroll in the ball game at third base. Flipping away, ball 1. Swing and a miss. Tigers have had more than their share of frustration against the Twins when it's come down to the final week of the regular season. 2-1.
Well, this is a 16th game between these two ball clubs. Tigers come into this game with an 8-7 advantage. And they've played very well here since last year. They were 12-3 here at Target Field. But not tonight. Twins have a 2-run lead.
Popped up toward Morneau. 2 down. That'll leave it to Andy Dirks. Chicago in the bottom of the 7th inning. If that score holds and this score holds, Detroit's lead in the division will have been cut in half. Strike over the inside corner. Dirks raised his arms to get out of the way. Two strikes. Perkins dialing it up to 97 miles per hour. No wonder Dirks was a little late. Tapper to Morneau. Perkins to the bag, and that does it. No one scored until the bottom of the 7th. Brian Doment with a home run. Then the Tigers tied it, and Doment with the big hit again in the 8th. Our Jimmy John's delivery of the game with 4 runs batted in. Kevin Gorga, fun Friday night at Target Field.
Fans really whooping it up here tonight with good reason. A key win for Minnesota. We'll break down the pitcher's duel on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. Kurt Bleitman goes one-on-one with Justin Verlander. Doman delivers big. We'll hear from Gardy and preview Game 2. Minnesota wins 4-2.